Imagine this. You spend an afternoon baking a cake for a birthday, a family gathering, or simply because you're craving something sweet. You carefully measure the flour, you add the sugar, you mix everything exactly as the recipe says. The batter looks perfect, the oven is preheated, everything seems to be going according to plan. But when the timer finally goes off and you open the oven door, something isn't right. Instead of a tall, fluffy cake, you find a dense, flat disappointment. The texture feels heavy, the crumb is compact, and somehow it doesn't taste quite right either. Most people immediately blame the oven. Others think they overmixed the batter. Some assume the recipe itself was bad, but often the real culprit is hiding in a small container sitting quietly in the kitchen cabinet. A container most people rarely think about: baking soda or baking powder. They're among the smallest ingredients in many recipes, yet they can have the biggest impact on the final result. And despite being used every day by millions of people around the world, they're also among the most misunderstood ingredients in baking. So what exactly do they do? Why are there two different versions? And why can using the wrong one completely change your dessert? Let's find out. When people think about baking, they usually focus on the obvious ingredients: chocolate, butter, sugar, vanilla, fresh fruit. These are the ingredients we can see and taste, but the ingredients that determine whether a baked good becomes light and fluffy or dense and heavy often go unnoticed. Before we continue, take a second to like the video. And if you enjoy learning how everyday things work, subscribe for more. Now there's one more detail you need to know. Every cake, muffin, biscuit, pancake, and cookie depends on tiny pockets of air. Without those pockets, baked goods would be hard and compact. Think about a pillow. What makes it soft isn't the fabric, it's the air trapped inside. Many baked foods work in a similar way. They need something that creates tiny spaces throughout the mixture. Those spaces make food feel lighter, softer, and more enjoyable to eat. This is where baking soda and baking powder come in. Their job is simple: help create the lift that gives baked goods their texture. Without them, many recipes would never achieve the results we expect. If you've ever looked at baking soda and baking powder side by side, you've probably noticed something. They look almost identical. Both are white powders. Both are usually sold in small containers. Both are found in the baking aisle. Both appear in countless recipes. From the outside, they seem practically interchangeable. But that's where the similarities end. Under the surface, they behave very differently. And understanding those differences can save countless baking disasters. Imagine two employees working at the same company. They wear the same uniform. They work in the same building. They even have similar job titles. But their responsibilities are completely different. That's essentially the relationship between baking soda and baking powder. They may look alike, but they perform their jobs in very different ways. Let's start with baking soda. Baking soda is incredibly strong. In fact, a small amount can have a dramatic effect on an entire batch of batter. Because it's so powerful, recipes usually require only a little. But baking soda has one important condition: it needs help. On its own, it cannot perform its task effectively. It relies on other ingredients within the recipe. When paired with ingredients like yogurt, citrus juice, vinegar, sour cream, or certain syrups, it becomes highly active. Once mixed together, a reaction begins. That reaction helps create the lift that many baked goods need. Because the process starts quickly, recipes containing baking soda often need to be baked soon after mixing. Waiting too long can reduce its effectiveness. This is one reason experienced bakers often prepare everything before combining wet and dry ingredients. Timing matters. Now, let's talk about baking powder. If baking soda is the specialist, baking powder is the all-in-one solution. It arrives ready to work. It doesn't depend as heavily on other ingredients in the recipe. This flexibility makes it extremely popular. Many cakes, muffins, cupcakes, pancakes, and quick breads rely on baking powder because it provides consistent results. For home bakers, consistency is valuable. Nobody wants to spend hours preparing a dessert only to wonder whether it will rise properly. Baking powder helps remove much of that uncertainty. It's one reason beginner bakers often have success with recipes that depend primarily on baking powder. The ingredient is designed to be reliable. And in baking, reliability is everything. Have you ever wondered why recipes are often so precise? Why not simply use whichever ingredient happens to be available? After all, they're both white powders. They're both used in small amounts. And they both help food rise. Surely one can replace the other. Unfortunately, baking doesn't work that way. Every recipe is carefully balanced. Changing even a single ingredient can affect texture, appearance, flavor, and structure. Imagine building a bridge. Every support beam has a purpose. Remove one and replace it with something different, and the entire structure may behave differently. Recipes operate in much the same way. Each ingredient is chosen for a reason. When a recipe asks for baking soda, there's usually a specific reason. When it asks for baking powder, there's also a specific reason. Ignoring those details can produce disappointing results. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming substitutions don't matter. Picture someone preparing pancakes on a weekend morning. They discover they're missing one ingredient. Rather than making another trip to the store, they decide to substitute. It seems harmless. After all, the names sound similar. But once breakfast is finished, the difference becomes obvious. The texture changes. The appearance changes. Sometimes even the flavor changes. This happens because the recipe was designed around a specific ingredient. Changing that ingredient changes the entire system. Professional bakers understand this well. That's why they often measure ingredients with remarkable precision. What appears to be a tiny change can produce a surprisingly large difference. Here's something that surprises many people. Some recipes contain both baking soda and baking powder. At first glance, this seems unnecessary. Why use both? The answer is simple. Each ingredient contributes something different. Certain recipes benefit from the strengths of both. One helps interact with specific ingredients already present in the batter. The other provides additional support for rising. Together, they create a balance that neither ingredient could achieve alone. Many of the softest muffins, fluffiest cakes, and most tender-baked goods rely on this combination. It's not a mistake. It's intentional. The recipe designer is carefully controlling the final texture. Another factor people often overlook is age. Most kitchen ingredients have a long shelf life. Because of this, many containers remain in cupboards for years. But baking ingredients don't stay effective forever. Over time, their performance can decline. The container may look perfectly normal. The powder may appear unchanged, yet the results tell a different story. A cake that once rose beautifully may suddenly appear flatter. Cookies may spread differently. Muffins may become denser. When this happens, many people blame themselves. In reality, the ingredient itself may simply be too old. Fresh ingredients help ensure consistent results, and consistency is one of the secrets behind successful baking. Perhaps the most fascinating thing about baking soda and baking powder is how little of them is actually used. A recipe may contain cups of flour, large amounts of sugar, several eggs, plenty of butter. Yet a single teaspoon of one small ingredient can determine whether the entire recipe succeeds. That's remarkable when you think about it. Tiny amounts, massive impact. It's a reminder that the most important components aren't always the most visible. Sometimes the smallest ingredients perform the biggest jobs. The next time you're baking cookies, muffins, pancakes, cupcakes, or a cake, pay attention to those small containers sitting in your kitchen. They may seem insignificant. They may not be as exciting as chocolate chips or vanilla extract, but they play a critical role in the final result. Baking soda and baking powder aren't competitors. They're tools, different tools designed for different situations. Understanding when and why each one is used can dramatically improve your baking. And the difference between a flat disappointment and a bakery-quality treat may come down to nothing more than choosing the right spoonful from the right container. Now you'll never look at those little containers in your kitchen the same way again. If you learned something new today, hit the like button, subscribe for more fascinating everyday science and food stories, and share this video with someone who loves baking. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.